Hey, what is up, you guys? I hope everybody is quarantining nicely. I am doing the best I can with what I got. I just found out that a few of my classes for the fall semester are getting cut. So that naturally means less money for me. Not wasn't happy to hear about that, but these are extraordinary times. So, um, you know, I just let the chips fall where they may. Grateful to have a savings account. Grateful to have a girlfriend who has a savings account, and I'm grateful to still even be allowed to work. So, with that out the way, so over the weekend, our boy Puff Daddy P Diddy Sean Combs was embroiled in a little bit of controversy because he said something on the Naomi Campbell show about the black vote not being for free. So this caused a lot of uproar from a lot of people in media, a lot of people who there are a lot of people that agreed with Diddy. The From when I did a random Twitter search, I definitely saw more dissenting voices from Diddy's viewpoint than agreeing voices from Diddy's viewpoint. And weirdly enough, a lot of the opinions that I saw that agreed with Diddy were from MAGAs and Trumpers and things of that nature. So that just kind of, puts in perspective how you got to be very, very careful with words. One of the debates that I got into with one of my friends, Dwayne, is the messenger does matter, in my opinion. I think the message that someone is delivering matters, and the messenger who is delivering the message matters as well. Diddy, I think his heart was in the right place, but I do think it's more than natural to question this guy's motives. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is a guy who in 2004 said vote or die. In 2016, he was kind of promoting let's hold our vote because Democrats aren't doing what we want them to do. I forgot exactly what the quote was. And then in 2020, he said he's telling Biden that our vote is not for free. And I get it, I understand, but here's the thing: we only got two choices in 2020, and that's the sad truth about it. And America is a multi-party system, but we are a multi-party system that operates as a two-party system, meaning third parties can run for president, and oftentimes they do, but third parties are not gonna win. It is mathematically impossible for a third party to win a general election when it comes to a presidential election. Their names are not going to be on the ballots in a lot of places, for one. They're not going to have the airtime and the corporate backing of a Democrat or Republican to matter in these big elections and things of that nature. So that's why third party candidates are insignificant when it comes to presidential elections. They do sometimes win like Congress and the Senate and things of that nature, but they rarely ever win presidential elections. Actually, they never win presidential elections, all right? So, in the interest of not misquoting Diddy, I wanted to kind of bring these thoughts, I don't want to misquote the guy. So let me see if I can find an article from him. P did okay. His name comes up in the drop down screen. So there's this article from the Grio. So let me see. Diddy tells Biden to make his agenda clear because the black vote is not for free. Sean Diddy doesn't care for President Donald Trump, but isn't about to vote for Joe Biden to replace him just because, and he doesn't want black voters to either. So that's kind of the headline. Let me skip past some of this stuff. The black vote is not going to be for free, Diddy said as he and Campbell rambled on. Nothing has changed for black America. In order for us to vote Joe Biden, we can't be taken for granted like we always are because we're supposed to be Democrats or because people are afraid of President Donald Trump. Okay, so let's unpack that for a little bit. There is a lot of truth to what Diddy said, but you've gotta be able to frame those kind of thoughts in a correct way. You can't realistically say that nothing has changed for black people as a result of voting. That is factually not true. Not enough has changed. I'll 100% agree with that. There's change that's been made that needs to be built upon. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of issues in the black community, but to say that nothing has changed is just a misnomer because little changes are happening all over us, around us all the time. Some of those changes are for the better and some of those changes are for the worse. You need to be able to articulate what changes you like and what changes you don't like and the changes that you have not seen yet that you would like to see in the future. Because if you're not doing that, why should Joe Biden listen to you? These are true questions. These are realistic points. And I think that Diddy, he got a social media tongue lashing, and I think for the most part, it was. I don't think it was people just trying to hate on Diddy because they think Diddy is stupid and stuff like that. I think it was had more to do with the fact that it's Diddy. And this is a guy who's infamous for a lot of different things, among them the vote or die stuff, the making those kids from that show walk to get him cheesecake. They're supposed to be hardcore rappers and they're being made to walk to get cheesecake in Brooklyn. Made no goddamn sense, especially if you're like trying to make a big time rap group from this show and you show these guys being subservient and walking to get cheesecake. That's a bad optic. I could only imagine if I ever saw DMX walking to get cheesecake, how serious I'd take him after that, right? So anyway, I digress. I'm going on tangents. But yeah, if Diddy was serious about a black agenda, not just Diddy, but all these cats that have a lot to say about Joe Biden, but really aren't showing what they want in a way. I was watching The Breakfast Club the other day, and Charlemagne and Envy were talking about how Joe Biden never appeared on The Breakfast Club and all this other stuff. And Charlemagne said he didn't care if Biden appeared on The Breakfast Club, but Envy had a problem with that. Mentioned it more than once on the segment of The Breakfast Club I was watching. And Charlemagne said that he didn't like Joe Biden, and both of them were just talking all kinds of shit about Joe Biden. And I'm watching this interview, or this show, and I'm like, okay, if you guys want this dude to be on your show, why are you talking all this shit about him? Because if I'm his campaign manager and I see you guys just busting on this guy, I wouldn't let him go on your show either. Because what's the point? Because all you guys are doing is talking smack. There's other platforms that he could go on. And the Breakfast Club has not proven to be a show that makes a difference when it comes to political nominees. Like, there's been so many politicians go on the Breakfast Club. None of the ones that appeared on the Breakfast Club are the nominee at the moment. So that should tell you something right there. The vote or die stuff was supposed to be a bipartisan thing. But, I mean, let's be honest, that was kind of trying to get people to vote for John Kerry, and Bush won. So, I mean, Diddy has not proven that he can get people to the polls. So, if I'm Diddy and I care about the a black agenda, not the black agenda, but a black agenda, then I am going to Biden. I'm registering people to vote, registering as many people as I can. I'm going to Biden with a clear set of things that the black community needs. Going to local cities, because there are Democrats at the local level that do a lot for communities. There's some that need to do more, but there are a lot that are doing things that are making a difference in our lives that don't get the attention that the Democrats at the federal level get. So we've got to understand that. We've got to understand that there's different levels of politics. Joe Biden cannot do this by himself as well. He needs a Democratic Senate and a Democratic Congress. He'll have the Democratic Congress should he win in 2020, November. He may or may not get the Democratic Senate. So what we have to do is recognize what Joe Biden's power is, or what it will be in November, and come up with a set of demands. You want a black female vice president. That's one of them. You want black Supreme Court justices when it's time for you to nominate. Those are others. You want to fix the prison industrial system. Those are others. Things like that. And then show charts and graphs and algorithms of the things that you want in the voter base that you are going to inspire to go to the polls. Not just, your limited audiences from your TV shows and Revolt and things of that nature, because everybody votes. All right. So that's what we need to understand when it comes to expressing our feelings to politicians. You do that at the local level, you do that at the federal level. Diddy has more than enough influence to schedule meetings with Joe Biden if he wanted to. Diddy can call Michael Eric Dyson. He could call Angela Rye, who I've seen on Revolt TV. He can call up AOC, because he got AOC to be on television. There are people in his sphere that he can get so he can articulate a message to Joe Biden that doesn't have these bullshit threats attached to him. Because that is how Joe Biden is going to look at those things if you're not articulating why your voice matters and why your audience voices matters. It's because right now it hasn't proven to do that much. And that's not an insult to Diddy. That's not an insult to the Breakfast Club people. These are just facts. So, again, I just wanted to talk about that. Shoot me an email. I'm going to be doing a panel discussion here soon. So hopefully that comes through fruition. And I have a podcast coming tomorrow. I wanted to wait until the weekend was over to for this news with that Tara Reid lady about the Biden sexual assault allegations. And then we're going to do a podcast where we talk about that and dissect it. So I'm looking forward to it, all right? Anyway, thank you guys for your time. And again, email me if you got any questions, comment on this YouTube video, and I will talk to you later. Peace.